Yesterday I was having a conversation with this other guy, and he was saying that he's giving up on dating because women love bad boys. And he doesn't feel like he can be a bad boy, so he's giving up on dating because of that. In every social media platform, there are people who are saying that women love bad boys. They like good guys, but they love bad boys. And that seems true. But things ain't always what they seem, right? Do women really love bad boys? Are women really turned on by bad boys? And if you're a good guy, women cannot love you, right? Because they love bad boys. They love guys who don't care about them, who don't care about their feelings. They love guys who don't check up on them. They like guys who are, just doing their thing. Guys who don't even really think about them, who even forget that they exist. These are the guys that women really want. These are the guys that women are turned on by. Is that really the truth, or it's just how things seem? Like there is something that we are avoiding that is actually true. So because I like to philosophize about everything, I started to philosophize about that with him. I wanted him to realize that there is something that we are avoiding that is actually true, and that is why we feel that way. And while I was philosophizing, I realized that it's not that women love bad boys. Being loved by women makes you a bad boy. So people think that women love bad boys. See, if a woman loves you, she'll love you no matter what, right? Even if she leaves you, it doesn't mean that she left you because she stopped loving you, right? If she loves you, she loves you. It doesn't matter if you drink. It doesn't matter if when it comes to money you are irresponsible. It doesn't matter if you have, too many girlfriends. It doesn't matter if you don't check up on her. It doesn't matter if you don't call her. It doesn't matter if you sometimes forget that she exists. All of that does not matter if a woman loves you. Just like it doesn't matter if you check up on a girl all the time. It doesn't matter if you call the girl all the time. If she doesn't love you, she doesn't love you. It doesn't matter if you give her money. It doesn't matter if she's on your mind 24/7. If she doesn't love you, she doesn't love you. So, women don't love bad boys, but being loved by women makes you a bad boy. Like if you have a lot of women that are chasing you, that can make you a bad boy. I mean, imagine growing up, girls love you, right? They love you. You don't have to do much. You don't have to be intelligent. You don't have to have compassion. You don't have to understand them. You don't have to have genuine connection with them. They love you. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to stop valuing them because they love you. They make it too easy for you to be with them. So you won't really mind having 3 girlfriends at a time. They will think that if, for an example, you have like 3 girlfriends, it means that you are very masculine and that is why they love you. Like, no, they just love you, So now you don't value them that much, right? So it feels like women love bad boys, but that is not true. It has to do with how many options you have as a man, you see? So this is what a lot of people get wrong. It all boils down to how they feel about you, right? That's what it actually boils down to. Like, as a person. So yeah, if most women find you attractive, if most women want to be with you, it will be very hard for you to value them. It will be very hard for you to, want to truly connect with them. You won't even understand them, because you never had to understand them, right? They were too easy. You didn't have to try to understand why they feel the way that they feel, why they respond negatively to you sometimes. Like, you don't have to have game. It's like if you were a very big, like you were very big, and you had to fight with guys that are much smaller than you. You don't have to learn to become a technical fighter, right? Because you're big, you're always winning. You just throw one punch and you're winning. So you won't have to learn to be a technical fighter. And that's why some of the UFC guys who were very big or who had like a very strong knockout power, when they fought guys who truly were technical, they would lose, because you think, this guy is always gonna win, because if he hits you with one punch, that's it, it's lights out. But then he fights a fighter who knows how to dodge his shot, and then he gets exposed. You find that he has no cardio. All he has is that left hand, and that's it. All he has is that right hand, that's it. All he has is that kick, that's it. All he has is wrestling, that's it. So the guys that are loved by women, because women are very easy to the men that they love, they don't have to learn to connect with them. They don't have to have sympathy. They don't have to know what to say when women need them, right? When bad things. So you think, hey, it means that women love bad boys. They love men that we don't care about them. No, it sucks when like a woman is in a relationship with a guy that doesn't care about her. Like, she doesn't like that. All right, she doesn't. It's not that she's turned on by that. She likes that. She doesn't like that, but that's the man that she loves. You see? You find that you are in her life, you are treating her well, you care about her, like you genuinely care about her, but she has no feelings for you, and she doesn't understand why. I remember I came across a video on TikTok of this lady saying that she dated this guy. She knew beyond any doubt in her mind that he loved her. Like, she knew that, like, this guy loves me. But she didn't love him until she dated this guy who was a bad boy, and she loved him. So she was like, tell me, why is it that I dated this guy who was doing everything for me, taking me out on dates. Whenever I called him and I needed something, he was there. Like, he was the guy that I could fully rely on. But I didn't love him. And then I dated a guy who didn't care about me. I always had to call to check where he's at. I always complain about him not giving me attention, and he still didn't change. He still didn't give me enough attention, but I still loved him. Why? It's because you loved him. That's all. It's not because he's a bad boy. You just loved him. So you're like, oh, that means I love bad boys. No, you don't love bad boys. You just love some guys, and there are guys who are loved by many women, and because they're loved by many women, they don't know how to connect with them. That's all. So it's not that women love bad boys, because some guys be like, I want to be a bad boy now because women love bad boys. No, if they don't love you, they won't love you even if you're a bad boy. In fact, they will hate you more. Right? They will hate you more. It's just that it is better if you don't feel like you're loved by women to not be that guy that women can just be, that can like be like a therapist to them. Like whenever their heart's broken, you are that guy who's there listening. Hey, yeah, he did this, he did that. Like, it's better to not be that guy. Because it's, when you think deeply about it, it's you are being used, right? Like when you think deeply about it, you're being used, and you get nothing in return for being used. Like, you're not being rewarded for being used, you see? So they view you as this guy that they can talk to, like, hey, you're like, I remember last year I went to this other township around Soweto. Was it like, no, it was a year before last. And this guy is always with these 3 girls. Always. We wanted those girls, but he's always there. He's always protecting, but they don't love him. He's like when they want something, they send him to get it. But they don't love him. Like, they even talk behind his back. If you can hear what women say about guys that they don't love, you will actually stop being a nice guy, right? Like, if you can hear what women say, it's because you think women are like this innocent, these innocent creatures. But nah, man. What you must understand is that being loved by women has nothing to do with you being a good person or a bad person. It's just that it sucks to be a good person to women who don't love you, right? Because that's what a lot of guys do not get. So I was explaining to him that, yeah, man, maybe try to find the kind of women that love you. Like, I think every guy actually needs to do that. Like, try to find the kind of women that love you. Like, there are some women that I know that are chances I'm going to win with them. They think a certain way, they behave a certain way. I know that those are my type. Those are the girls that don't give me problems. So I think we all have types. So sometimes guys think that women don't love them because they don't know their type, right? You date the wrong girls, and now you just think, oh, that means women don't love me. You might find that you have your type. Maybe like the girls that love you are empath, for an example. Like, they keep to themselves. They don't really talk much. And you approach girls who talk a lot. And these are the girls that don't love you. So you just think, oh, it means women don't love me. No, they do, but the ones who love you don't talk that much, right? They keep to themselves. They're very reserved. They like you, but they don't even know how to show you that they like you. So you must also know your type. I have a friend who's very good with women who talk a lot. but very bad with women like who are empath, women who keep to themselves. Like they never get this kind of girls. So he asked, like I remember the other day, asked me why. He's like, dude, like these girls who like drinking, these girls who like vibing, who like partying, those are the girls that love me. But you know, these girls who are cool, like who are always on their own, who have not dated that many guys, they don't love me. Why? We all have our types. But yeah, there are guys who are loved by all kinds of women. It doesn't really matter if she's an empath. It doesn't matter if she's a loner. It doesn't matter if she likes partying. It doesn't matter if she's promiscuous. It doesn't matter if she's free. It doesn't matter if she's a bad girl or whatever. It doesn't matter if she's a church girl. These are the kind of men that society calls bad boys, but really they just have too many options. They're not even bad, they just have too many options. So they never really learn how to connect deeply with women or with people in general. Like if things are going too well in your life, why would you really want to connect with people deeply? Because here's the thing, human beings are naturally selfish. That's the thing, right? Human beings are naturally selfish. If me not connecting, if I don't have to connect with people for them to love me, if I don't have to be very kind to people for them to love me, if I don't have to be nice to people for them to love me, if I don't have to do things for people to actually love me, if I don't have to prove myself to make people love me, I'm not going to do that. So if a guy doesn't have to work to gain the love of a woman, then he won't. If he doesn't have to care to gain the love of a woman, then he won't. If he doesn't have to listen to her to get her love, then he won't. He won't listen to her. If he doesn't have to check up on her to gain her love, he won't check up on her. You know, he's spoiled. It's like, I just have to be me. You know, I just gotta get a number and call her. She's gonna keep on calling me. I don't have to do anything. Right? And then, yeah, the girl keeps on calling him. And then they have sex. And then he doesn't give a damn about her. And then she keeps on chasing him. And then she says, I love bad boys. No, you don't love bad boys. You love that guy. It turns out that that guy that you love has too many options. So you felt like you love bad boys. It's just that when you love someone, it doesn't matter if they don't care about you. It doesn't matter if they don't give a shit about you. It doesn't matter if they're not treating you well. It doesn't matter. All of that doesn't matter. You just love them. If you don't love a guy, it doesn't matter how he's treating you. It doesn't matter how much he loves you. None of that matters. You see? That is the truth. There are very few men in the world who are desired by women. You know, women don't really have rules for them. Like, hey, you know, I think you don't love me. You know, like this and like if she loves you, it doesn't matter, right? Or, yeah, you didn't call me last night, so that's it. You know, we are over. Like, you know, some stupid shit like that. If you are loved by women, you'll always be loved by women, no matter. Look at the case of that Wade Wilson guy. So the guy unalived 2 women, right? He had no real reason to unalive them, but he unalived them. And I think it was women who actually loved him. So he unalived them. And then women started sending him letters, I think. Started posting online about him, like, hey, he's cute, he's this and that. It doesn't matter what he did. So a lot of people get it wrong. You'll be like, oh, it's because he's a bad guy. No, it's not because he's a bad guy. It's just how he looks. It's like the other guy, I forgot his name, is a black dude. I remember on BT Awards, like 2017, 2018, they show his mic shot, right? Like, he committed a crime and then they posted his mug shot online and all the women were like, wow, this guy. What you must realize is that there ain't that many men who are actually handsome, right? I think there are a lot of women who are beautiful, but there ain't that many men who are actually handsome. And women appreciate beauty more than men. It's just that there ain't that many guys that are actually handsome in this world, right? Like women, like even when they are little, they appreciate beauty, right? But guys might not really care much. Even if they have options, a guy might not end up with the most beautiful girl. Like it's not really about that. It's more about how she makes him feel. But with girls, it doesn't really matter much how the guy makes them feel. I mean, it does, but does he make them feel positive emotions like love? Does he make them, feel sexually attracted to him? No, that. But it doesn't really matter if the guy is not treating them well. If it makes them feel sad and all that. That's not really gonna matter. But to a guy, that does matter. If a girl is treating you in ways that make you feel sad, in ways that make you feel like you're not enough and all that, you might not choose that girl and actually choose the girl that makes you feel like you are enough and all that. So that's what a lot of people must realize. It's not that women love bad boys. It's that being loved by women makes you a bad boy. Being loved by women can make any guy a bad boy. That's why when guys complain about bad boys, like, if you had his options, you probably would be like that too. It's not like you are a good person. It's this thing that a lot of guys don't get. We're like, but why did she not pick me? I'm a good person. I care about her. It doesn't matter. She just doesn't love you. It's like if you are a musician and you're making songs that can actually stimulate change, but your songs suck. People don't love your song, even though the message is good. And then this other guy makes songs about big booty chicks, like 6ix9ine, and then he's number one. He drops that song, he's number one. You made a song that actually makes sense and that can actually help people, but nobody's listening to that song. So that's kind of like how it is, right? You have to understand that we are animals, and the feeling of love comes from very primitive parts of our brains, right? Like the feeling of love comes from the most primitive parts of our brains. It's not like we just think deeply and be like, yeah, this is the person that I love. It doesn't work that way. This feeling comes from the most primitive part of our brain. That's why, like, if like you're a woman, it doesn't really matter how intelligent you are. It doesn't mean that guys are gonna like you because you're intelligent or because you're right. It doesn't really matter. It's about how you look, or like you being feminine, like you knowing how to treat a man. That also counts. If you're a man, you could be very intelligent. You might not. The whole world might appreciate your intelligence, but it doesn't mean that women are gonna love you because of that. And guys sometimes think that having money is gonna make women love them. No, it's not gonna make women love you. It's gonna make women use you. There's a difference. It's gonna be like when a guy decides to go and have sex with a prostitute. She's not having sex with him because she loves him. She's having sex with him because she wants money. So, yes, you will have women in your life, but that wouldn't mean that they love you. If they get a chance to leave you, or like they get a guy who makes more money, they're leaving, right? But if you are a guy that they love, they're not leaving. Even if you're not really making money, even if you're really that broke, it won't really matter. A woman that loves you can buy you a car. We've been told that, hey, women just want money, women will not do that. Listen, if she loves you, she can. But I remember, there's this guy, he's gay. He's very handsome, like very normal. Like the guy is very handsome. Like as a guy, you can see if a guy is handsome, right? You're like, yeah, I see why women like him. Like you don't feel attracted to him, but you can see, put it that way. So yeah, he's very handsome. I can see, like, he's just like, there ain't that many guys who are handsome in this world. You gotta understand. So he's one of the few. So he's very, very handsome. So we were having a conversation with this other lady who's dating him. He doesn't care about her. When I say he doesn't care about her, I really mean he doesn't. Like, he doesn't check up on her for real. He just does his own thing. He doesn't have conversations. Like, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. Bro, she bought him a car. He still doesn't care, even though he bought her a car. Like, he just does his own thing, and you think, oh, it's because he doesn't care, that's why she loves. No, she just loves him, and she would want to be in a real relationship with him, and enjoy being in his life, but she can't. So she's just taking what she can get. It's like, hey, he's the guy. It's the same feeling that Christians get when they believe in Jesus, for an example. Jesus doesn't have to be perfect. Or like God doesn't have to be perfect. They love him. It doesn't have to be right. They just love him. They don't use logic. They're not like, but he did that in the Old Testament. Like, that's messed up. No, they just love him. They will say that he loves them because they love him. So they will project. It's part of human nature to project. When you feel love for someone, you tend to think they feel the same kind of love for you. Like, nah, there's no way I could feel this way about that person and they don't feel anything for me. No, it's very much possible. So, don't get it twisted. Women do not love bad boys. Being a bad boy or being loved by women makes you a bad boy. Now, it does happen, and this happens more often than a lot of people realize. So let's say you're a bad boy. Women love you to death. Like, they love you. And then you decide that you're gonna pick one of them and you're gonna make her your main chick. If she starts to fall in love with you, out of love with you, there's these mistakes that I'm going to mention that you'll be making. Like, it won't have to do with you not loving her enough, you not treating her the way that she wants to be treated. That doesn't matter. It won't have to do with you being with other girls and all that. You coming home, back home late at night and all that. Like, it won't have to do with that. It will have to do with her being so damn used to you that she loses attraction. But also, she might start seeing your flaws, right? You might start seeing your flaws. Like, I'm not talking about, because you remember, the love of a woman doesn't come from The same place that the love of men comes from. She loves you because she views you like a king. She doesn't see your weakness. She views you like a king. So if she starts to see your weaknesses, maybe one day you get angry. I'm so damn angry. Isn't that? Oh, that's a weakness. That will make her feelings for you drop. Oh, maybe she does something and then you show her that really, like you're affected by what she did. That's gonna make her feelings drop. She's usually like a king. A king can never, like, it doesn't really matter what his servants do. Like, he doesn't care, right? He doesn't really care. So you care. You have showed her that, hey, I care. You know, you spoke to this guy. Why were you talking to this? Yeah, that's what's gonna make your feelings drop. In fact, caring can make, caring about, not caring about her, but just caring about the negative things that she does, right? They can make your feelings drop. Yeah, if you care about her, that's not going to make your feelings drop. Like, you just care about her, you appreciate her, that's not going to make your feelings drop. So guys don't get it. They think that this is what's going to make a woman fall out of love with you. What can make a woman fall in love with you is if you care so much that you start to be insecure, you start to show weakness. Like, what makes a woman fall out of love with you is a weakness. Like, if she feels like you're not as strong as she thought you were, right? You're not a king that she thought you were. That's what's gonna make her fall out of love with you. So that's one of the biggest mistakes that these guys make. They start to show weaknesses and then they're surprised. Now she's used to you and she's seeing your weaknesses. She's like, huh? I chose, like, because like I said, the love of women doesn't come from the same place that the love of men comes from. The love of women comes from a place of the place of worship. Like, she worship, like, from a place of admiration, right? She admires you. She sees you as someone better than other men, someone stronger than other men. Because she's constantly, like, comparing you to other men. So if you show her weaknesses, she falls out of love with you. She can't help it. She'll actually be surprised that she's falling out of love with you. But if she doesn't fall out of love with you, it doesn't really matter if you're cheating on her. She's gonna love you. She will cry if you cheat on her. You hurt her, she decides to leave, she's gonna come back because she still loves you. It's only after you've shown her weaknesses that she's going to fall out of love with you. And when she leaves for good. You see? That's how it works. And that's what a lot of people do not get. So, yeah, you mustn't be showing women your weaknesses. Period. Right? They can show you their weaknesses, yes. They can be jealous, yes. Because your love for them doesn't come from the place that their love for you comes from. You want to protect, so they can show you their weaknesses. And you'd want to protect. Like, oh, yes. Yeah, what I did affect you that way, ish. I'm sorry, I'll try to be better. Oh, that person did that. But as a man, if you get bullied, you can't be telling your woman that you got bullied. That's going to make her, respect for you drop. And then she ends up falling out of love with you and not even understand why she fell out of love with you. But she doesn't view you as the king that she viewed you as. Especially if she fell in love with you because of how she views you. Right? Because in most cases, women who truly love with passion are women like who love these guys that they view as kings. Right? And the guys that are truly loved are those guys who are viewed as king. They don't have weaknesses. And it's not like they're really strong. It's that sometimes life can treat you so well that it seems like you're strong, right? So if as a guy you have too many options with women, if one of them doesn't treat you right and you're like, okay, I don't care, You think that love for you is gonna drop? You got too many options, so you seem strong, right? But if you don't have that many options, you're gonna care. Like, okay, this is the girl that I love. I mean, yes, it also does happen that even if you do have too many options, you can pick one girl and then you love her. But she is gonna feel like you are weak if she maybe disrespects you and you still stick around. She's like, he gotta be weak. We're like, I did this, I cheated on this nigga, and he still stays. Or I disrespected him in front of his friends, and he still stays. Or he doesn't put me in check. He's gotta be weak. You know, I gotta try to find out what his weakness is so that I can fall out of love with him. I've been in a situation where a woman purposefully tried to provoke you so that she would see your weaknesses. Like, I've been in those situations so many times before, where a girl even confessed. She's like, I just wanted to see how strong you are. And that day, that's the day that she fell in love with me. So she tested me in so many different ways, and I'm like, I didn't care. And then, yeah, that's what made her feel like, okay, you're a king. You are a king. I've tested you. You didn't break, you know, so that means you're a king, so you're worthy of my love. Like, that's where the love of a woman comes from. You must misunderstand that. So don't get it twisted, yo. Women don't love bad boys. Being loved by women makes you a bad boy. So don't go out there and try to be a bad boy and thinking that women don't love gentlemen, they don't love good guys. No, they just don't love you. So yeah, you don't gotta be a good guy. You know, you don't want to be the guy that women use if they don't love you, right? If they love you, being a good guy is not a bad thing. Just be strong. Be a strong good guy, and they will love you and they will truly appreciate you because they just love you. At the end of the day, love doesn't come from a woman. Doesn't come from what he does for her at all. Yes, if you do things for her and she has feelings for you, she will truly appreciate that. She's not going to feel like you're weak, but it doesn't come from you doing things for her. Like, you can never make a woman who doesn't love you just because you are there. You are convincing her that, hey, I love you. You know, I'm the good guy. I love you. It doesn't matter. If she doesn't have feelings for you, she doesn't have feelings for you. You understand? There's nothing that you can do about that. It's like the way that, like music, for an example. If you don't like certain genre, I don't even talk about it, genre. Like, if you don't like a song, you just don't love it. It doesn't really matter how many times that song is played. It doesn't matter how many times you hear that song, unless you are like you are a person who follows trends. You know, you might not actually love the song, but then follow trends. But if you are a person who loves music, who appreciates music, you're not going to love a song just because most people love that song. No, you just don't love the song. Yes, there are songs that you will hear that you might not necessarily pay attention to because you've heard a lot of BS songs that you actually love, but you don't know that you love the song because you haven't heard it up close. You have not like really listened to it because maybe you don't like that genre, right? So let's say you don't like Amapiano. You hear this Amapiano song and you just think it's trash. You're like, I'm not paying attention. Until one day, maybe you're chilling with your friends and you know they play that song and you actually listen to it and you're like, damn, this song is fire. You just didn't pay attention to it. It doesn't mean that you didn't love it and then now you love it. You just weren't paying attention to it. So that's how it is. You know, a woman will not love you if she doesn't love you. Period. It doesn't matter what you do for her. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter to her. Remember, she's not gonna love doesn't come from a place of compassion when it comes to women, right? So she's not gonna be like, okay, this is the guy that cares about me. This is the guy that protects me. You know, this is the guy that when I need him is there. So I'm gonna love him, or at least I'm gonna treat him as if I love him. or I'm gonna appreciate him. Like it doesn't. She can't help it. You'd be surprised. I remember I was talking to this other guy. He was telling me, like I think it was last year. He's American. So he was telling me, yeah, but let me say he's American. So yeah, he was telling me that there's this girl that he kind of like dated. She didn't love him, like for real. Like you could see that she doesn't love him. You know, she had too many rules for him. Like it ought to be like she just wasn't treating him right. And there's this guy that she used to date. He was a drug dealer. She always talk about him. Hey, he did this, he did that to me. He'll beat her. He'll beat her up for real. Treated her like trash for real. Spit on her face. That's the guy that she left that nigga for. That's the guy that she broke every rule for. And he didn't understand. He's like he was so damn confused. He felt like women just love bad boys. No. Being loved by women makes you a bad boy. It makes it hard for you to connect with other people. It kind of makes you an NPC in some way. It's like you just can't connect. It's like being loved by life itself. You know, if you have never had to struggle, it's hard for you to kind of like see things as they are. Like you become shallow. You know, to you it's just be about how things. And that's why the people who are easy to manipulate in this world are people who have never like really been through, you know, real shit. You know, they trust this world so much that you can easily manipulate them. I would actually love when some of the people that I know were treated by life get scammed. I'll be like, how? How? Like you don't think deeply enough, you know, to see things as they really are. You know, things have been so easy for you that you this reminds me of this scene from, what's the name of this movie? It's Avatar, like the first Avatar movie. I mean, that was a dope one. So there was this dragonish bird that you remember if you watched Avatar, like they were able to ride these birds, right? So there was this dragonish bird that no one could ride. It was like the biggest bird, the baddest bird. And if you're ever able to ride that bird, like everyone will respect you. So this one guy decided that, okay, I'm gonna try to ride this bird. But how? Okay, I know how. Actually, this bird doesn't have to look up because it doesn't get attacked. You know, it's so damn free. So it doesn't have to look up. So he decided to use another to ride another bird and be above it and then jumped on it because it doesn't look up. So that's kind of like how people are. You know, if life has treated you so well, you don't feel paranoid. You're not paranoid about anything. So that's why these kind of people get scammed a lot. It does happen. But a person who's been through hell, they're constantly checking if something is not going wrong. You know, like, hey, oh, I'm in this relationship, but is this girl not cheating on me? Hey, I'm working on this project, but what if something goes wrong? Check if everything is okay. Well, what I'm telling you is the truth, right? Women don't love bad boys. Being loved by women makes you a bad boy. What people should realize is that love is not what we think it is. Nature wants animals to reproduce. It relies on us. And in order to ensure that the animals that are fit are the ones that get to reproduce, these are the animals that will be loved. You see? These are the animals that will be loved. It's all about ensuring that the animals that are most fit are the ones that get to reproduce. Nature doesn't care about your rationality. It doesn't care if you make sense. It doesn't care about right or wrong. It doesn't care about your feelings, your pain. If you're not fit according to nature, animals are supposed to treat you like shit, I guess, or not even like feel anything for you. So that's what happens. But if animals are not treating you like shit, you tend to just live your life without really doing much, so you don't get to improve, right? That is why most people who are very, very attractive are not very, very smart. They're not, like, they don't know how to do a lot of things. You'll be surprised, because you think the most attractive the person is, the more they are able to do a lot of things, but no, that's not how it works. Because it's not about being smart. Like, nature wants things to be simple. You know, it doesn't want you to be smart. That's not what nature is interested in. What nature is interested in is that people keep on reproducing. If the people who are undesirable reproduce, that's going to make it hard for nature to accomplish its mission. Because if a person who's not desirable reproduce, chances are they're going to reproduce offsprings that are undesirable. And if these offsprings are undesirable, what's going to happen? It means the opposite sex is not going to be attracted to this offspring. So, easy. So nature is not going to be able to accomplish its mission. It means there's no reproduction now. So we're supposed to feel love for those that are the most fit, the most attractive. But they don't get to work on themselves. They don't get to understand things more deeply. You know, they don't even get to think deeply. Like, if things are going too well for you, you don't even get to think deeply. You don't even get to have compassion. You don't get to see things from other people's perspective. You don't care, right? And that's not because you're a bad person. It's just how nature works. If you spoil a child, that child is going to grow up spoiled and expecting the world to bow to them, because, well, that's how they were treated. They're spoiled. So the truth is, women do not love bad boys. Being loved by women makes you a bad boy, because you got too many options and you don't gotta work hard to get them. You don't have to get to know them first. You know, you don't have to understand them. So how can you treat someone well if you don't understand them? How can you treat someone well if you never had to connect with them? To you, it's just be another random stranger, right? You don't have feelings for them because they treated you too well, right? Like, if a woman treats you too damn well, she's too damn easy, how are you going to have feelings for her? Because you never got to know her. And so you don't appreciate more than what she is, or more than what you see. She's just a woman, that's it. So that's why the so-called bad boys don't seem to have to care, right? To have real feelings for these women. It has a lot to do with that. So we must understand how things really work to understand deeper truth about anything. Because things ain't always what they seem. In fact, things are never what they seem. Things are never what they seem, man. So my advice to men is that find your type. Find women who find you attractive, women who wants to be with you. If you don't find your type, be alone, you'll be fine. Because love is not this this feeling that's divine, you know what I mean? Like it's coming from the highest level of awareness. It's actually coming from the lowest level of awareness. It's a very primitive emotion. That is why people are striving to be more rational now, right? They are fighting against their own feelings. They try to be as rational as possible, which is not easy. What I've noticed about society is that we see half truth. Like when it comes to everything, we tend to see half truth, not the whole truth. But it's better to see the whole truth so that we'll understand ourselves better. We'll understand our own nature as humans. Now this is how we become free. I don't think humans will ever become free unless they truly understand themselves. And unless they truly understand their own feelings, their own emotions, their own triggers. Why they prefer what they prefer. Why they want what they want. Why they are the way that they are. Now you must understand why you are the way that you are. Is it related to childhood trauma? Is it related to pain? Is it related to being treated a certain way? Because human beings are programmable. We're the easiest to program. So until we become honest with ourselves, we ain't gonna understand anything. Thank you, guys.